Just now stopped my other video on how to deal with school and teachers and people in school and grades and shit, but this one's gonna be about peer pressure because this is one that I've noticed has been happening a lot to me, to my friends. Yeah. It's not really an elementary thing. And so, when it comes to, middle school and high school, I guess, that's when it really, middle school mainly, because everyone's just thinking, doing drugs is cool, drinking is cool. But I can't really say much because I've done all those, but, so, yeah. If there's something, let's say you really don't want to, okay, let's say some kid offers you to smoke some weed, and you are just, one of those kids who's just nope, don't do that, I never will, I never want to, blah, blah, but you want to, fit in, so people keep peer pressuring you, being to do this, it'd be cool if you do this, blah, blah. You just have to straight up be yes, I think, be if they ask you to come over and hang out and smoke something, just be I would like to hang out with you, yes, but I'd rather not do that. I would rather not smoke weed or drink or do worse drugs because I don't really want to do that. Or say, what a lot of my friends do who aren't like that, they just be oh, I get pee tested. Or I get drug tested all the time, every day when I go home or something like that. Or just tell them, be oh, I don't have time today, maybe another time, and then just ignore them or avoid them. Because I used to run with the people who would I used to smoke a lot of weed and drink a lot, which I stopped. But I used to do that. I used to be really, can't really be really into weed that much, but I used to smoke it every day, all the time. And then I used to drink, the beginning of the summer, I used to drink the whole month, but I stopped because I realized it wasn't helping. But yeah, if you're just a little pot smoker, this is gonna sound bad, but that's okay, really. It's not you're gonna really be affected that much, just as long, yeah. What I've always thought is I just smoke a little bit of weed and then not telling anyone that you should smoke weed or that it's okay or anything. It's just my opinion. So don't go and smoke weed after I say this, just because you think it's cool or something. And the only reason I'm okay with admitting this shit is because everyone already knows this about me. But yeah. So if you're really not into that and you really just don't want to, or you're one of those people who your friends do it but you're not okay with it, then you just need to talk to them and be I'm not going to do this. I'm one of those people who's really, really strongly against peer pressure. My friends will be to my other friends, be you need to try this, you need to do this. Or, come on, do it, come on, please do it, just come on. I'm always the one who's just if you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's really just don't. Probably 3 weeks ago, a couple of my friends had some pills, and they tried to get me to do it, and I was no. They tried to get my best friend to do it. She said no, of course. And, this girl, Amber, that we hang out with sometimes, they tried to get her to do it, and she, they were convincing her to do it, and she didn't want to. You could clearly tell she didn't want to, but they were, peer pressuring her. And I straight up walked to her, I was Amber, if you don't want to do this, then don't do this. If you don't, then just say you don't want to, okay? And she's I really don't want to. And I had to turn around and tell our friend that she didn't want to, and that if she didn't want to, he could not make her do it, or try and convince her anymore, because she just said she didn't want to. So just drop it. So yeah, I guess that's the best way to deal with it, is just straight up tell them you don't want to do that, and that if they keep peer pressuring you, you're not going to hang around them, I guess. I don't really know. People haven't tried to peer pressure me in a couple years now, or 2 years since I've started. Yeah, since I stand up to myself, and I get really pissed when people try to peer pressure me. I'm if I was gonna do it, I would have already done it by now, so just shut up. So yeah. And I've had this is really sad to me because a lot of my family members have dealt with this, and a lot of my one of my closest friends dealt with it. If people peer pressure you into doing stuff, it slowly just gets worse and worse. With my sister, I can say this about my sister because she's not gonna watch this. She lives with my stepdad in Lebanon, and because I live in Albany, she lives in Lebanon with her dad. Well, she first got peer pressured by my brothers into smoking weed. She just started smoking weed for a couple years, and then she didn't get peer pressured by my brothers, but some of her friends. She started doing worse stuff like pills, and then drinking, and then eventually she got peer pressured and started doing meth, which to me is really sad because my mom dealt with that addiction for years, and she still is. But I will freely talk about my mom like this because I really dislike my mom, and I do not speak to her because she chose drugs over me, which isn't cool. And so which everyone knows already, so I'm okay with saying it on the internet. But so, like, my sister got into doing meth, and my sister and me were never close because for 3 years I didn't see her and my brothers because my dad didn't like her dad. And, well, like, me and my sister were just getting close when she started doing meth, and it kind of sucks because I don't get to see her. She's 16 and she's been a meth addict for 3 years now, and it's sad because I can't even go to to my stepdad's house and see her anymore without breaking down because I hate seeing my older sister like that, like, not herself anymore, just this meth head person that I don't even have my sister anymore. She's just gone. And then my older brother, who's 19 now, he started doing meth too. He started like a year ago. He's meth-induced schizophrenic, so now he's just psycho. So it breaks my heart. But yeah, so he's lost, and you can't really cure meth-induced schizophrenic, so he'll be like this the rest of his life. Like, he has moments where he forgets who I am, and it really sucks because he's my older brother and he's always been there for me, so kind of losing him sucked and it broke my heart. And then my brother, who's 17, almost 18, he's in prison now because he got peer pressured a lot because my brother's been through a lot, and so when his friends want him to do something, he does it so he can fit in and not have to deal with it. So he started doing heroin when he was 16 or almost 16. And my brother, he was the one that when I was younger, when my mom was off doing her drug things, would take care of me, feed me, make sure I went to school. And so my brother was always there for me. The only family member I ever had that really cared, since a lot of my family members don't like me. So I lost him to that, and he's in prison now for it until after his 18th birthday. And that's why I'm so strongly against peer pressure, because I've lost all my siblings to it almost, and my parents. Well, my dad was a meth addict for a while there, but he is now recovering, has been clean for kind of a really long time now, and I'm really proud of him because I saw how hard that was for him. So Dad, if you're watching this, thank you. I'm so proud of you. And yeah, I'm gonna start crying, but yeah. I've lost a lot of my family members to it, so I'm really against it, and yeah, I'm crying. But yeah, because losing my sister and my brothers to it was really the most heartbreaking thing in the world. So if you're gonna peer pressure someone, just please think of who could lose them, because people might not think about it, but when you start doing drugs like that, you kind of lose yourself, and so everyone around you loses you too. So yeah. So take it from someone who's lost almost about everyone and is just barely getting back her dad from it. Peer pressuring is not okay. So yeah. This video is really long too, but so just please don't peer pressure, and if you are getting peer pressured, you really I know it's hard, but you need to stop hanging out with those people, or just straight up tell them that they cannot do this, that it's not okay, and then if they keep doing it, you're not going to hang out with them, because that's honestly the best thing you can do. Okay, before I get even more emotional, I'm going to go. Love you.